Welcome to the Pattern Recognizer. Most people are running programs they never chose. Patterns inherited, programmed, and unconsciously repeated. Today we expose one of those patterns, see exactly how it works, and discover the precise shift that can set you free. Let's begin. Imagine this. You find an unpaid bill tucked under a stack of mail. You decide to ignore it. A week later, you avoid a call from a lender. Months later, a creative project stalls at the exact same small hesitation. The unpaid bill, the missed conversation, the stalled project. Each looks different, but they feel the same. That small, repeating sting is the visible tip of a deeper geometry. I call it the fractal wound. The promise for the next 7 minutes, I will name the pattern precisely. Trace the mechanism that makes it clone itself across your life, reframe the moral story you tell about it, and teach one exact 4-minute practice, the center refraction, that interrupts the pattern at its first replication. No fluff, no mysticism without utility. You'll walk away with a map and one repeatable tilt you can use today. First, the psychological mechanism. The fractal wound is born early, a small humiliation, a cutoff, a time you felt unseen or unsafe. Attachment theory names the shape, a strategy to protect connection. Schema theory gives a texture, a core belief like, I'm not enough, or if I speak up, I'm punished. Those micro scars encode defensive habits. Freeze, withdraw, placate, or explode. Critically, those habits are efficient. They solve the problem once, so the nervous system stores the response as a template. When life presents a trigger that matches even a sliver of the original context, the template fires. The result, you react the same way with a partner, with money, with the boss, with a creative risk. The wound replicates because the response is scaled, not reevaluated. Know this etheric frame, not to mystify, but to reveal architecture. Think of a fractal, a simple shape repeated at every scale, each echo carrying the same ratio. Sacred geometry calls that self-similarity. Hermetic language, as above, so below, points to the same observation. The micro-pattern mirrors the macro outcome. Rosicrucian alchemy speaks of transmutation, not of gold, but of form. The fractal wound is energetic geometry, a vector of contraction encoded in posture, breath, and story. If your inner geometry is slightly off, the tilt of your shoulders when you expect rejection, the tightened breath before asking for money, that tilt is iterated by life, like a seed producing the same tree at different sizes. See it as pattern, not moral failure. Here is the deeper truth and the practical reframe. This is not that you are broken. It is that your vector, the habitual energetic direction you take when triggered, is misaligned with the scale of the situation. Correct the vector at the first, smallest iteration and the larger copies cannot form. Interrupt the seed and the tree does not grow. That is the leverage. One precise interruption early collapses the pattern downstream. Now the practice, the center refraction. It is 4 minutes. Use it the moment you notice a micro trigger, a skipped email, a tightened jaw, A hesitation before saying yes. Step 1. A 30-second microscale trigger scan. Close your eyes if you can. Name the sensation in one word. Tightness, cold, shrinking. Say it silently. Step 2. Triangle breath posture. 90 seconds. Feet grounded. Imagine a triangle with its point down through your pelvis and base across your shoulders. Inhale to the count of 4. Lift your sternum slightly. Hold 1 count. Exhale to 6. Soften the belly. Repeat. The posture redirects the energetic vector, a small physical triangle that changes how the nervous system expects to move in the world. Breathe with intention. Step 3. Linear query plus the 2-line reassign 90 seconds. Ask once gently, where did this start? Wait a beat for the first memory or image. You may get a name, a scene, or simply a feeling. Then write or say 2 lines that reassign the wound. Line 1 names the old story, I learned I must shrink to be safe. Line 2 redirects with agency. Now I choose to ground and speak my needs. Keep it simple, present tense, 2 lines, repeat them twice. Those 2 lines change the story vector the wound has been amplifying. Step 4. Closing calibration. 30 seconds. Sit quietly. Notice if the breath feels less jagged, if the tension has shifted. If the reaction returns, shorten the practice and do it again. This is interruption, not cure. If a memory surfaces that feels large or destabilizing, stop and seek support. A therapist, a trusted guide. The center refraction is a daily micro-habit you can use dozens of times. Its power is in consistent refraction of the original angle. Implementation tips for money. Do the practice when an invoice or bank notification arrives. The posture prevents the old scarcity tilt from deciding your choices. For relationships, use it 5 minutes before a difficult conversation. The 2-line reassign can be read aloud to steady you. For creativity, when resistance appears, use a 30-second scan and the triangle breath to re-angle from avoidance into curiosity. Journal after 3 uses per day to track shifts. And if the pattern is rooted in trauma, treat this as containment technique and reach out for professional support. Quick recap, name the fractal wound, understand its replication through psychology and sacred geometry, and practice the 4-minute center refraction whenever a micro-trigger appears. One small interruption at the source collapses the copies downstream. Try it today. Notice one micro-trigger, do the practice, and report your observation back at the show hub. One shift changes everything. That is the pattern, that is the mechanism, and that is your shift today. If you're ready to decode the full architecture of your life, explore my complete library at Desmarques.com. The pattern is the prison. Awareness is the key. I'll see you in the next episode.